a lot to say. Unique chains on the freeway, don't need rings. Cocaine ring. Made a statement, I was grinding on them. I done order up, wanna replay. Rolex, no diamonds in it. Swiss moving, no time for ticking. Introverted, not trying to kick it. Private life, please mind your business. Introverted these days. Introverted these days. Plain Jane, not in chain lanes. Plain Jane, not in chain lanes. Plain Jane, not in change lanes. Plain Jane, not in change lanes. I ain't miss a beat. Praise to Allah, made it out the clink. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Big booty freak, giving them a massage. Looking in the mirror and looking at a star. Chicken on her knees and look up at a star. Remember being broke, wishing on a star. Out the mud, no one giving us a star. White gold, iced out, Audemars. Foreign car, push button, auto start. Rest and relaxation, not involved. Going hard, Rolls Royce, R&R. Wonder why these niggas hate me. Probably cause they know they hate me.
It's your boy One Trey Rock. Like and subscribe, give me a comment, give me some feedback. Let's get into it. Alright, so as we all know, reports came out the Philadelphia Eagles are planning on jumping back up in the top 10 of the draft. Which is a little puzzling to me, just like I probably know it is to y'all, because we was just at number 6. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, if we can hold on to our 3 picks from next year and move up, I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't feel like it was a smart move moving down all the way down to number 12, but it happened. So it's like some stuff we just got to deal with. And I mean, how I feel about Howie Roseman and how I feel about the Eagles organization is 2 different things. I feel like Howie Roseman is a snake. I feel like he tries to abuse his power. It came out that he tried to use that on Doug Peterson numerous amount of times, up until the point where Doug Peterson just said F it and I'm out. I don't want to do it no more. He basically chased Doug Peterson out the building. And I feel like this being Nick Sirianni's first go around, the first probably year or 2 will probably be good, but if Howie Roseman's still around his 3rd, 4th year, I feel like it's going to be the same thing for any coach they bring in here, especially a coach that's proven already, because they're going to be trying to do stuff their way. And Howie Roseman, I've never seen a GM meddle so much in football affairs, being as though like on the field or the game day rosters and stuff. Like, Howie Roseman should have no control of that. How are you controlling what happens with game day rosters? It don't make no sense. Nick Sirianni came out and said Howie Roseman is in charge of who's on the active roster. Like, he shouldn't be. You're not a football guy. You don't know the ins and outs of football and stuff like. All right, I'm getting into a whole nother realm of what's going on, but I want to get back to talking about the Eagles moving back into the top 10. So reports came out that if the Eagles were to move back up into the top 10, it would be number 7, the Detroit Lions pick. And I feel like us moving up there, it probably cost us a second and a third, probably a pick for next year. But I don't feel like we'll have to give up a number 1. I mean, because that's not moving back up to a 5th or nothing like that. It's just, I mean, to the 5th spot, 3rd spot, that's only a few spots. So, I mean, maybe we could get away with keeping all 3 of our first-round picks. Who knows, man? Who knows what they're working on? But I really don't see the point of going down from 6 to hop back up and go to 7. You could have moved down 1 spot if you was going to do that. You could have stayed at 6 and gave Detroit that and switched and swapped with Detroit. I mean, it would have made more sense instead of moving down to 12 and then going back up to 7 when you was already at 6. First of all, attempting to go to 3, you don't get 3, so you trade your pick, go back to 12, and then come back to 7. It don't make sense. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, all that is out of. I mean, I'm not that guy. I talk about the Eagles. I mean, whatever they do in-house and all that stuff like that, that's on them. I mean, but I feel like if we do happen to go up to 7, I feel like it'll be for a cornerback. I feel like it'll be for Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain or Mika Parsons. Just somebody we can steal away from the Giants or the Dallas Cowboys because their picks is right after that. So like we moved back behind them just to jump back in front of them, and I mean we could have just stayed at 6, but it is what it is. In other news, I pulled up some footage of Lane Johnson after the injury, like now this coming year, and he was doing like UFC fighting. So he looked good. He looked like the old Lane. He still had his swiftness. He got his power still. Feet work good. So that's a good sign for us. Will Brandon Brooks come back healthy? Can Kelsey's another year older? Can he stay healthy? The top 3 I'm really worrying about on the offensive line. Everybody else will fall in place. Like an Andre Dillard or Jordan Mailata. They all had to fall in place, the other positions. Just them top 3, them the positions that really killed us last year from losing. Like losing to Brandon Brooks. You was losing to Lane Johnson, and Kelsey was the only one on his horse all year. But who knows how beat up his body gonna be coming into this year? He's been playing for damn near 10 years. So, man, I feel like we get our offensive line right, our offense is gonna be great. Because that's what really killed us last year was our offensive line. We couldn't block a soul. We couldn't block for Carson Wentz. We couldn't block for Jalen Hurts. Our best trait was our run blocking, which we never really established a run under Doug Peterson that last year because he didn't want to run the ball. Like, he kept dropping back 30, 40 times a game. Well, we had a dog back there at running back that was averaging, I think, the most yards per carry or second most yards per carry in the NFL, but he didn't have the requisite amount of attempts. So, I mean, if bringing Jordan Howard back, I feel like that was a solid move, man. Because he's a big bruising back. He could get you them short yardages. Them short yardage yards and goal line touchdowns. He could get you stuff like that. He do stuff that Miles Sanders doesn't do. Miles Sanders is not really a power back. So, bringing Jordan Howard back, that was a plus. I don't know about bringing Boston Scott back. I really would have rather them let him go somewhere else. Because he really doesn't give you nothing as a number 2. If they're going to have him at number 2, it's a bad joint. If they're going to put him at number 3, he come back on some third downs and stuff like that. That's Boston Scott rule. He should be getting at least like 6, 7 touches a game, get touches on kick returns, stuff like that. He can't be a second back to Miles Sanders. So I feel like that 1-2 punch in Jordan Howard, and if we even draft a power back that can sit behind Jordan Howard, that'll be a plus. We have 11 picks in the draft. I mean, me personally, I don't feel like we should draft 11 players. We should draft about at least 7 to 8. And we can use the rest of those picks to move around in the draft. Jump here, jump there, trade up, trade back, whatever y'all want to do. Just get the team right, man. That's all. There's a lot of Eagles fans that's girling and stuff out here. But at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We just want to see the Eagles be successful. We want to see the Eagles win. We want to see them be competitive every week. We don't want them to go 4 and whatever ever again. So I know I get frustrated a lot with other Eagles fans, but at the end of the day, we all got the same goals. And I feel like now is the time we should start looking for some of our veterans replacements, like a Lane Johnson, a Brandon Brooks, a Jason Kelsey, a Fletcher Cox, a Brandon Graham, who else? It's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that we should be replacing right now. Like, not replacing them like getting them off the field. We should be replacing like having guys behind them to learn from them and get ready to step up behind what they're doing. Y'all get me another corner to sit behind a Darius Slay. I mean, now is the time that we should start finding our replacements for some of these vets and don't wait until it's too late. And now you got to fish around and stuff like that. I think now is the time for that. I mean, so the draft is in about 2 weeks. I mean, and I can't wait. I'm really just pumped up for football. Like, I mean, let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's your boy One Trey Rock. I'm out of here.